I won't be long. Hello! Good evening and welcome to this evening's Christmas edition of the Plasterer with me, Eric the Plasterer. Yay! Right, I wasn't going to do it this week. I wasn't very well last week. But can you hear me alright? Is what I need to know first, really, I suppose, isn't it? Is the music too loud? Can you hear and see me? I better check that before I start ranting on. Alright, Silver, can you hear me okay, mate? Merry Christmas, Danny. Can you hear me alright, Danny? Is the music too loud or is it okay? Cool. Okay. I wasn't going to do. I wasn't going to do tonight because it's meant to be next week. But then next week is Boxing Day, isn't it? So the chances of me doing this on Boxing Day are really slim. So with that in mind, I thought, and people say, oh, it's Christmas edition tonight of Ask the Plasterer, so I thought I'd give it a go. Even though, Mike, I think you're out shopping now with the missus, and Swayze, I think Monday night is now cards night for you, mate, so you won't be here either. But you can watch it on catch up, can't you? Watch it on catch up. Hang on, I've just got to... that's better. Right. As most of you know, the last Monday, when we should have had Ask the Plasterer, first my daughter got COVID, and then my missus got COVID, and she used the pub as her place where she wanted to retreat to get better, so couldn't get in there really. But she's moved out now because she's got over it. The missus has got over it. My daughter's got over it. I've had a stinky old cold, and I've been testing all through that time, thinking that it must be COVID, but it wasn't, and it still isn't. But I still got a bit of a cold, so apologies for any sniffing that goes on this evening. I thought we'd better get into the old Christmassy spirit, so we've got like a nice cartoony Christmassy background just to put you in that festive mood, because I know all the guys, they've got all their presents all wrapped up, ready for Christmas. They've got their other halves presents all wrapped up. I know the girls definitely have got, if they've got other halves, they've definitely got theirs all unwrapped up 9 times out of 10. For the rest of you guys, I don't think that's probably the case. Oh dear. Right, Danny, Mark, yeah, loud and clear. Jolly good, mate, jolly good. Music a bit loud for me, to be honest, mate. Is it still a bit loud, mate? Because I've turned it down, but I don't know if I turned it down before you said that or not. Richard, evening, mate. Evening, Mark. Evening, Silver. Is it pantomime season in the Halton Trail, Eric? Well, it's sort of. There is a hole in the roof in the Halton Trail, but the fire's going and the weather has warmed up a little bit, so hopefully that won't be a problem for us. What else? Mike Smart. Oh, I'm back. Evening. Oh, hello, Mike. I thought you still might be shopping, mate. if you hadn't sent me that message earlier, this probably wouldn't be happening. But it is. So I'm pleased you can make it. Asda. Oh, lovely. Not as much fun as Costco's, mate. Then I stuck the picture on my Facebook today. I had to pop to Costco's and I had a queue to get in the car park. And it's a big car park, Costco's Croydon. But it was all a bit kind of like manic. But I got in there and wasn't too bad. Apart from some woman who couldn't see over the top of her trolley because of the boxes she had on it when I was queuing up to get out. She just kept shoving. There was a trolley beside me, and then there was her hidden behind her box because her trolley was piled so high. And every time she just shoved it, this trolley was just pushing me in the leg. And she kept doing it, like, oh, if I keep pushing, it'll just move eventually. So I had to like look around her box and say, excuse me, you're ramming a trolley into my leg. Oh, sorry, she went. I thought, anyway, there you go. What a fun affair. Matthew, evening, mate. Not too bad now, mate, but it was way too loud before. Yeah, I know, that's why I need you to say, like, it's a little bit loud, and then I can just turn it down and get it just right, and then I can, I say lock it on. Next time I'm on, it's not going to be Christmas, is it? I probably won't have it, but yeah. Shall we move over to the old Halton Trail? Get bit by the fire, make sure we stay nice and toasty warm. Hold on a minute. Right. Here we go. Whee! Woo! Seeing stars before my eyes. Cheers. Oh, evening, Tara. Right, people, if you can, I'm hoping now the music's okay in the pub because I don't think I've messed about with that. So let me know now, nice and early, whether the music's too loud. And I mean, like, you can't hear me speaking. Not, oh yeah, I can hear it because I like a bit of music. It's a bit rowdy in here this evening, but it is Christmas. All the Christmas parties are going on. We've got some Christmas decks up, as you can see. We've got the old trees up. Football's still on. I think it's repeats of how well we didn't quite do. But moving swiftly on. Also, up here, the old loony juice that Mark Shepherd sent me. I think it finally cleared enough for me to have a taster of it, which is what I did, and it was lovely. I drank it over a couple of nights because he did send me like a 2 litre or 2.5 litre bottle. Yeah, I'll drink it again. Didn't have any like really bad effects that evening or the next day, I'm pleased to say. Yeah, as I said, it's Christmas. It always snows at Christmas. It puts me in a Christmassy mood. So there is a hole in the roof of the pub. So I'm afraid I'm just going to have to put up with the old snow coming in. But I don't care because I've got the fire, keep me nice and warm there. Got that nice warm glow to it, and yeah. Kenny, hello Kenny. Eric, I've seen from your video you got. Bought 1200 and 900 speed skims, which would... Oh mate, which would what? Which... Yeah, type the rest up again, mate. That's as hot as I can get the fire tar, sorry darling. I mean, it's quite roaring as it goes. It does last well, it lasts for a couple of hours at least, which is really good. I never have to chuck any more logs on it. This is the kind of fire I could do with at home, actually. Hang on, make sure I've got this microphone close enough so you can hear me nice and loud. And if that's a good thing or not. Silver, I'd go small. Oh, what did? Hang on. Yeah, no, when Kenny's question. I'll prefer. Alright, Kenny. Eric, yeah, send your video. 1200, 900 speed skims. The 900, mate. If I'm honest on that front, that's the one I use the most. I mean, if I'm covering a large area, if I'm doing quite a small, like a bathroom ceiling, normally it's got some light fitting or pendant or wire hanging down in the middle, and then you find if I'm using the 1200, I have to kind of stop and get around the light fin. But with the 900, it's not a problem because it just breezes past. But if I'm doing a large ceiling or a large wall, I'll whack the old. I'll use the 1200 for taking off the plastic blade, for taking off my for flattening out my first coat, and yeah, and then I'll probably go over it again with that, but then I will revert to my 900 just so I can get around any nook and cranny bits on smaller walls or things that are a bit more awkward. They're both handy, but I do find 9 times out of 10 I'm using my 900 more because also my metal blade is a 900, so I use the metal blade afterwards for my troweling up when I'm starting to spray the old water about and whatever. I hope that's helped you, Kenny. Yeah, silver is the same, we go for the smaller. So it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Evening, James. I said that evening to you already, mate. Yeah, as I was saying, I wasn't going to do, I was going to do a Christmas one, but then last week it was a bit, everybody was sick in my household, and next week's Boxing Day as far as my calculations have worked out, so yeah, so tonight's their best night to meet up at the community boozer at the Alton Trail, for a drink and a chat. I've got no beer this evening, I'm right out of loony juice, but I do have some of this gear. Which looks a bit snazzy, but it's alcohol free. Not because I particularly go out and buy it, but we get a bit of it in for Christmas, so the missus likes it, and it's the only thing I could grab quickly before I got up here a little bit late. Sorry about that. Alright, I've got the 900, looking to get the 1200. I need to get the pole too, they're handy. The pole, I've got a pole. I bought the attachment to attach a pole to my one, and the only time I've ever really used it is a ceiling that was really high for me to reach, but I managed to get up and lay on with my trowel that ceiling, but then for troweling it up there was no way I was going to use my stilts because they would have been on their full height, which is dangerous as well as scary, so I used it then. But I found with a pole, because I'm used to using my speed skim for ceilings on my stilts, and you get that nice even pressure because you've got your hand on the left and the right hand side, so you can, like I say, get that even pressure. With a pole, I've tended to find it where you're pushing up harder in the sort of the middle of it, it's just not the same. I did see one guy with 2 poles on a speed skim, which I suppose is doable and probably preferable, if I'm honest with you, if you're going to use poles from the floor. So yeah, so it's sort of easier to do the speed skim with a pole from the floor than it is on stilts, especially if you're not used to stilts or you haven't got any stilts. Danny, got the 600, 900 and 1200. Yeah, alright mate, alright, 600's handy for getting in between little crooks and crannies. And can honestly say the 900 is the one that gets used, yeah, the most. But I think 600 better for ceilings in my opinion. Yeah, but I haven't got a 600. I thought I had a 600 on one of my earlier videos that I'm going on about using the 600, and it was actually a 900 I was using at the time. But I was quite new to speed skims when I made that one. It's the speed skim quicker, that one. And yeah, Tara, I need the poles for ceilings. I'm pretty still slow. You know, yeah, I just find sometimes it might be you might find it a bit harder, Tara, with using a pole than, well, and if you can get up there, I don't know if you've got stilts or not, I can't remember, or if you're just working off of a hop up or a step up or a crate or whatever. But yeah, if you're not, then yeah, your best bet is to use a pole. Oh, Judy, wow, wow, I'm honoured. Have a lovely Christmas. I will do, dear. Thank you very much. Hey, Danny. Judy's online. Yeah. Woo. Oh, welcome to the Hulk and Trout, even if just briefly, Judy. I do like seeing your post there, especially about Danny. James, are you mainly using plastic speed skims at the moment, or metal too? Which do you prefer? For hitting, if you got to use, I've said it a million times before. If you're gonna level off or flatten off your first coat while it's still really wet, you need to use a plastic one. If you use a metal one too soon, you're just asking for blisters and bubbles all over it as you move along, because the metal blade draws the water to the surface when the plastic blade doesn't. Which is why you can get a nice matte finish when you're using a plastic trowel as opposed to a steel one. And then it's only when I'm starting to put water onto the wall will I use a metal blade speed skim. Up to that point it'll be the plastic blade, and then yeah, and then move on to the metal one. And you can't get away from it, mate. You can't now, mate. No, you're going on holiday soon, aren't you, or something? Or have I got that wrong? Silver, what about the old Carter trowel, making use of it in the cold weather? I tell you what, mate, I haven't had my Carter out for a while. If I'm completely honest, I haven't had my trowel out for a while either. My work, for me, over the last month has been the quietest it has ever been. It's like someone's removed my phone number and my website from Planet Plasterer. So I've had it before, but yeah, this year was a bit of a shock. This is the quietest I've been in as long as I can remember, and I don't think it's particularly to do with the cost of living crisis. It obviously hasn't helped, and I've read quite a few guys on Trout Talk that have said recently a few of their jobs, a few people, they've had people cancelling jobs on them the last minute, which I have had that done to me in the past, but there was work around at the time, so it didn't hassle me too much. But it's yeah, for me it's been very quiet, disturbingly so. But I'm hoping after Christmas is out of the way that things will kick back up a gear. Tara, I've got stilts. Oh, hang on, disappeared. Got stilts, but still not used them. I'll give them a try. Yeah, oh yeah, you got to get practicing on them, Tara. Got to get practicing on them. Once you get the hang of them, you won't go back to using hop-ups or step-ups or anything like that. Danny, yeah, Portugal for a week, mate. Oh, sounds lovely. Two of our friends and all fly out Wednesday morning. Oh, I'll be thinking of you, mate. That sounds lovely. Sounds lovely. A week in the... yeah, it's still... Is the weather still half decent in Portugal this time of year? I assume it must be. Mike, I used decorator's pole on the speed skin. Yeah, that's all I use is my adjustable decorator's pole. You just need that, yeah, just to get that little attachment you shove onto the speed skim and then screw your pole into it. I don't know if there was some other kind of attachment for attaching speed skims to poles that was a lot more expensive, but I can't really remember now. Jane, hello Jane, happy Christmas Eric and all the family, hope things improve in the new year for your business, take care. Jane Battersea. Oh, thanks Jane, thanks for popping along. Merry Christmas to you and the family, and yeah, keep us updated on the old Facebook dear. Thanks for that. Merry Christmas. Oh, and an Happy New Year. Years have got to get a bit happier at the end of New Year's. The last couple have just been like crazy. First COVID, then old crazy man Putin. I don't know. But next year's going to be good. Please. Oh dear. Right, I didn't miss any questions then, did I, going by? Cheers. Merry Christmas for next week. We are going to my eldest daughter's this Christmas. It's her first Christmas. She moved in just to her place just before last Christmas, but this Christmas is her first Christmas which she's having at her house, and we're going over for dinner. But we're only taking the potatoes and the gravy and the ham. But yeah, I can't remember what she's doing now. Sorry, Linz, you're watching. Mark, ox pole is very heavy and too big. 1.4, 3.5 metres. Whoa. How does the ox pole attach, Mark, to that to the speed skin? Is it a bit more of a fancy attachment, or do you just use that same attachment that I use for like with a decorator's pole? Danny, yeah, about 17, 18 degrees. So hopefully not too mega hot. Now it'll be just right, mate, this time of year. But be better than sunny old Heavenmouth. Got the work tool boots now, mate. Don't take them with you, Danny, will ya? Had to go in there, much easier than the stilts. Yeah, you've never been keen on your old stilts, mate, have you? I don't know why. I mean, because I'm just so used to my stilts now, I wouldn't, as great as the work tool boots seem to be, I don't think I would bother with them. For me personally, not that there's nothing, I'm sure they're absolutely fine. I know a lot of the taller guys like them, but I'm only I used to be 6 foot, now I'm 5'11", so as I'm getting older, I'm obviously shrinking into the ground. Attachment the same. Okay, so it's the same attachment for the ox speed skin pole as it is for just a decorator's pole. It's just a difference in the poles. Anyone else doing anything exciting for Christmas? Are people just having their Christmas at home? Is that what they normally do? Mark, what do you do, mate, where you are? Over in Northern Ireland now? And I hope none of you guys are forgetting about next May. I forget about it and then I remember it again. The old Edinburgh trip. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and the lady in red is going now as well, I'm pleased to say. So that'd be great. That'd be absolutely great. I'm hoping that a lot of the other girls can make it along. It'd be great if they could come along as a group when we have that meet up. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Danny, I ain't got no balance, mate, and too heavy footed for the stilts. Okay, fair enough, mate. That's it, 142 days till Edinburgh. I tell you what, Mark, now you mentioned that, I might get a timer up that clocks it, so every time we're in the pub, we can see how many days it is left, and just remind ourselves that we've got that to look forward to. fairly January, February, March, April, May. Okay, it's not that early in the year, but it's early enough. Oh dear. But as Jamie said, it's anyone that doesn't know, that's Jamie there. Yeah, the weather's still not going to be great in Scotland, but it could be wrong. Not with global warming, it could be cooking hot in May in Edinburgh, but we will see. We will see. Yeah, 142 days. Oh, don't sound long when you say 142 days. About 2 weeks till the proper Edinburgh party. Oh, what's that for you, mate? That's not for the rest of us, though, is it? Are you meeting up with Mark again? Or are you talking about the proper Hogmanay? Hogmanay! I will go again there, mate, for that. It's hard to beat Edinburgh for the new year. Hard to beat. For anyone that's never been to Edinburgh for the new year, you're missing out. Missing out big time. For anyone that might be new here, I'm Eric the Plasterer. This is Ask the Plasterer in the Community Boozer, a place where time served spreads, all the regulars turn up, newbies to the plastering game, a lot of the lady plasterers again, which is fantastic. DIYers, the guys that are new to plastering or guys that want to get into plastering, and girls. This is where we meet up and have a bit of a banter. No, I don't like that word. A bit of a chat about plastering related stuff, and where you can ask me questions. I'm in the plaster in South London for the last 38 years, and yeah, it does seem a day too long. So yeah, so this is where we meet up and have a chat. Danny, can't wait for Edinburgh, buzzing for it. It will be good, mate. It will be good. But yeah, like I said, well, now Mark's told me how long it's going to be in days. I'm gonna get a timer up on the old screen that counts a countdown thingamajig. How many days we got left? Jamie, hope I'll go warm the place up for you before May. Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers. Paint the town red and get it nice and warm, ready for May. Anyone else doing anything exciting over Christmas? Anything a bit different? Going away instead of staying at home? Going abroad? La 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 la. Do 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 do. Oh, we got one person from on Facebook. Dear. This is where I've got YouTube as well, isn't it? I thought just be me and somebody else, hopefully, chat to. On yeah. Also, anyone else that's not used to or regularly here, Ask the Plasterer is fortnightly on a Monday night from about 7 o'clock. Normally go on till about 8:30 if we're nice and busy. And yeah, it should have been last week, but Mrs. and some of my family had COVID, so it didn't happen. Next week's Boxing Day, so when Mike Smiler Mike Smart said, "Oh, I was going to have a Christmas edition tonight," yeah, and I thought, you know what, yeah, better actually. Otherwise, we won't be doing this again until the new year, which is too long a gap, even for me. No. Tara, anyone ever done one coat plaster on the sly? A lot of people, Tara, have. Me, your husband, what's his name? Blaine Gray, he's done one coat. Alex Morley, he's done one coat. I think Stu's had a go at our Stu, Trouthook Stew. He's had a go at one coat. He might not recommend it, but he has had a go. And yeah, you'll find a lot of guys have, because sometimes it's got to be done. And as long as the job is quality at the end, then yeah, I don't see a problem with it. Blah, blah, blah. My eyeball's a bit of a rest. without customers knowing. Well, most customers are, well, they're not kind of like, they ain't really got a clue about plastering. You can put 3 coats on, 1 coat on, 2 coats on, and you know, unless your customer is one of those people that says, well, yeah, I am a plasterer, or I used to be a plasterer, but I don't do it anymore because my back's gone, so I thought I'd get you in. They might be a bit more like, you're going to do 2 coats, aren't you? Oh dear. Price of plaster, plaster's gone up again. Yes, it's well over a tenner now for a bag of finish, isn't it? Which is crazy. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was just over a £5 for a bag, and like I said, and if you bought, well, if you in B&Q, if you used to buy 5 bags, you got you more or less get 1 for free, which so it made it a bit daft to just buy 4. But now there's no deals going on at all. Prices of everything's just gone up. But you've got to make sure it's reflected in your price when you're doing jobs. Danny Arbuckle, he's done 1 coat and all I ever used to do, but find that I can get more on in a set if I do 2 coats. Yeah, you're probably right, Danny. Actually, yeah, because your first coat, it doesn't matter if it's starting to go off because you're mixing up a fresh one, aren't you? Whereas I'm using I'm using the old get it on, water it down again, get your second coat on, get it done method that I was taught all them years ago. Cheers. We've got most of our presents sorted out this end for Christmas. So Richard, if it's a flat background. I was sponge floating as well. Yeah, if you get stuck, you can sponge float stuff, but I've never sponge floated, so I don't own a sponge float. But yeah, it will get you out of a. If it's going off, it will get you out of a sticky situation. Sponge it up. It just brings up all that moisture up to the surface and all the fat, and kind of swirls it around a bit, and then you can just trowel it in, trowel it off. I just don't like the look it leaves you with. Yeah, I forgot to mention that you can call into the pub on the number up here, 07 516 214 983, and you can have a chat live on air with me, Eric the Plasterer, and the gang. Dear. Any more? Right, you're going home now then. Are we done? Oh, I was just going to have my dinner, but I'm not very hungry, so. What time we got? What else do you want to talk about, guys? If anything. I'm just here so you can have a nice little chat about anything you like. It's Christmas. Oh dear. Well, we started well, guys. What else can we talk? What else can we chat about? Yeah, Daniel guess is as good as mine. I want to talk about controversial stuff. I can't. I don't think it's Martin. I don't think it's a WhatsApp group. Have we got a WhatsApp group? We have got a group. But I think it's been done on the Facebook. We have got an Edinburgh Facebook group. I've been on it for a while, so it's it's not a group. It's Messenger. We've got a Messenger thing because it was easier. I suggested to Stuart that we had a WhatsApp group for everyone going to Edinburgh. But we have got on Facebook. I think it's called Facebook Edinburgh on Messenger. Let me have a shifty. Evening, Mark. Hello, mate. I don't know if you was here earlier. I got through me loony juice, mate. It was very nice indeed. I let it clear a fair bit, and that old bit of sediment get nice and sort of solid in the bottom. So every time you tipped it up, it didn't kind of like swirl down to the neck and come out in your glass. But it was very nice, mate. I would drink it again. I was just hoping that you didn't press any apples in some kind of old lead-lined apple press from the olden days. They might end up with lead poisoning. Well, I don't know if you crush your own apples, mate, or whether you've got some kind of apple juice that you from somewhere else that you just ferment or what. Let me know, mate. Let me know. Richard, last week. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry, Richard, I lost that then, mate. I was just going to have a look at it. Last week before I knocked up, I had to stick my PVA and brushes in hot water in the Signa. It was too cold. I mean, I was working when it was really cold, thankfully. So but I saw a lot of the posts of people with frozen brushes, and apart from putting them in hot water, there's nothing else you could do really. And also, if I know most of the guys, especially on domestics, you can get your water from inside the house, but if you've got a hose in the garden, you'd have had it the last couple of weeks. Just have been below freezing for so long. It's like a heat wave today. I think we're up into double figures, like over instead of being freezing. I use an apple press and my own apples from my allotment. Ah, lovely, mate, lovely. I say as long as it wasn't an old-fashioned apple press that was lined with lead, because that's what they used to line them with. I think that's why they called it the madman's drink. It wasn't the cider that made people go bonkers. It was the lead in the cider from pressing apples in lead-lined presses. It's oh dear. Mark, well done to Colby Bar. He won tonight's Advent giveaway. Yay! Lucky old Colby. Have you be sorted for your old admix, mate, for your extra time, your half time. Thanks to Mark and the lovely people at Easy Mix. Yay! Woo! Yeah, as long as it's totally safe, mate, then that's good. We're talking about cider now, not extra time. But that's safe as well, but not to drink. Just to put in your gear. What else was I waffling on about a minute ago? Martin, hi Eric, can you plaster over the green moisture plasterboard? To be able to put it up because it was on offer. As far as I know, mate, I don't see any reason why you can't. some people say you might want to PVA it first, which wouldn't do any harm as far as I know, as far as I was aware. But yeah, I think you could should be able to go. You should be able to skim that without it being an issue. Yeah. Right, if anyone's struggling with mental health issues, check out Stuart's interview with the Lighthouse Club. Is that interview up on Trail Talk now, mate? I know Stu was talking about it. He was going to try and do it live, wasn't he? But I think that became a little bit difficult. So he said he was going to record the interview and get it up online. But I didn't know he got it up there already. But yeah, that's great stuff. Yeah, Jamie says to grit green balls, I think. Yeah, you can do. I mean, at the end of the day, if they're plaster boards, I thought the whole idea was you should be able to plaster over them without adding something to it. If I bought some kind of moisture-resistant plasterboard and then was told I had to treat it, especially with blue grit or some grit, I wouldn't be that happy. But yeah, whatever you feel better doing, Jamie. If you want to, Martin, if you want to stick a grit on it, mate, then do that. Then do that. What's the time? 7:54. All going well. We'll carry on to about our fate. Anybody tuning in that's not been here before, I'm here with the Plasterer. This is Ask the Plasterer in the Old Hawken Trail Community Boozer, where me and the regulars get together for a chat about anything plastering related, about our trip where we're all going to meet up in Edinburgh in May next year, which should be great. And yeah, and I'm here to answer any and the guys are as well, to answer plastering related questions for newbies, for time served tradesmen, for DIYers, for the ladies that are getting into plastering now, and for customers. If there's a customer watching this, or a potential customer that might want to know something and we could enlighten them, then that's why this channel is here. And that's why we meet up. Ask the Plasterer. Yes. Well, yeah, it's up now, mate. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it, mate. I didn't know it was up. The board is supposed to be done with Jip Prime. We just skim them. You just skim them, Mark, without putting the Jip Prime on. So they're supposed to be done with that, but you don't. You just skim them. That's what I would do. I would just skim it. If I was a bit concerned, I'd PVA it first. But other than that, I'm guessing that Jip Prime's probably expensive, because most things you got to buy to add something like that from the old gypsum, Gyprock, British gypsum, are normally quite. They're never cheap. Put it that way, never cheap. Excuse me. It says when we do this in the future, we need to. I need to get some specific topics that we can discuss. £110 for a sub. Well, there you go, mate. There you go. Yep. That's just what I just said then, wasn't it? Ah, dear. Yeah, but that's not a very big tub either, is it? What, 10 litres at the most, I'm guessing? £110. Oh, here's our moisture-resistant green plasterboard. Oh, don't skim it until you've bought a tub of £110 Jip Prime and primed it with that first, and then you can skim it. But yeah, Hey ho. Richard, Eric, oh, where'd that go? Hang on, mate. Eric, my oh, that's gone again. Hang on a minute. Eric, my 13-inch Marshalltown is great, like 10 years old, but it's lost its shape. Would you suggest to sand it straight? It may lose a lot of width. Normally, if you get a curve on a trowel where it's that worn in, it's starting to curve. It's normally a natural curve, which is normally better, well, especially for troweling up. It's only not better if you lend it to someone, if you're right-handed and it's worn into a curve, and you lend it to someone that's left-handed. Not that you would, but you might, because I've been there, and they curve the other way because they're left-handed. Then that curve would dig a great big groove in their skin, which I found out when I borrowed a really curved wall-in trowel years ago, back in the 80s, doing the Pentonville prison job, from a guy and me mate, and he was name when he came to me then, but it went again. And yeah, and that's what it did to me, like a great big groove in the plaster, and then I realised it's because we're curving in opposite directions. But hey ho. But no, man, I'd leave it as it is, Rich. I wouldn't try and unless, yeah, no, I wouldn't try straightening it in any way, mate. Is that carbon steel as well? I'm guessing it is. Mark, got some decent prizes coming up. Christmas Eve, first place, a Carnox. Oh yeah. Carnox gaming chair. Mark gave some of these away before. Was it last Christmas, mate, or the one before? I get confused what Christmas was what since the blooming pandemic. Carnox gaming chair plus a box of any product, hat, t-shirt. Second prize, a box of any product and a hat, t-shirt. Third prize, 20 packs. Bargains. 20 pack plus a hat, t-shirt. Free to enter, just fill in the contact form from the website. That's the Easy Mix website. Get on there, fill it in, put your name and address, your details on your email address and your details on there, and you're in a draw and you'll get a chance to win these stuff. And yeah, gaming chair. Nice. Current one is nice as well. I've got an old advert video that's got that on from a couple of Christmases ago. Danny, rather use SBR, it's better anyway. Yeah, fair enough, Danny, fair enough. You spend money like water, mate, money like water. Mind you, SBR, although it's more expensive than PVA, it sounds definitely cheaper than the old Jit Prime. Have you cleaned that Tyzac trowel? No. I mean, the guy that sort of first commented on it, I thought if we did, you know, I sort of said to win it, you've got to be the first person then to comment on it, which is what, and say what he said, he'd love it or whatever. And if he got back to me, I probably would have cleaned it and sent it to him. But I didn't hear nothing else after that, mate. So although it is a classic Tyzac trowel, I can't remember if it's worn in or not. I'd assume it must be because it's quite old. I can't remember if I got it off my father-in-law or where it came from. Probably got it off of him. And he's been around forever. So yeah, it's classic, mate. But no, I've still got it, but I haven't cleaned it. Last Christmas, Mark, the last promo with the old. Oh, it seems like a lot longer ago than that now. Danny, that's what I was referring to, mate. The Jit Prime. I always use PVA. Ah, right, okay, mate. Okay. What? When you're not using SBR? We just put up a first SBR. James, in terms of dust sheets, which ones do you think is best? I tend to use the polythene and the roll and stroll. Also, just like to switch things up sometimes. Yeah, James, like I say, I use the big rolls of stuff, then I just roll them out and cut them, fold them out. They generally covers the room, and it goes a long way. And it's, although it's a bit of twiddling about, it is kind of quicker and definitely cheaper than the roll and stroll. And the roll and stroll I will use on stairs, stair carpet. If you've got tons of roll and stroll and you've got this some kind of applicator, I think that I've seen one of the guys using, that you can actually put it on with standing up, so you ain't got to like on your back, on your knees. And yeah. I also find picking up the plastic I put down, because the stuff I get on the roll, it's fairly thick gear. It's decent stuff. It's decent stuff. If you use stuff that's too thin, it's not a lot of good. And proper dust sheets get wrecked as soon as you start dropping plaster on them. And if you're using your stilts, the old rubber feet, as I am doing most of the time that I'm doing, well, all the time when I'm doing ceilings, there's no way I'm gonna do that on a dust sheet, like proper dust sheet, because they just over grip your feet, and they're just too easy to trip up on the old stilts, which so far, touch wood, I haven't done yet. Doesn't mean it'll never happen, but the older I get, the less I want that to happen. Let's add a little bit more of the old apple and peach flavoured sparkling pretend wine juice. Lovely, very nice too. We've been getting it every Christmas for the last few years now. Costco's, I think, it's the only place that does it. Danny, no, you always use PVA, but would use SBR over dip prime for really high suction, like floating over a thermalite block, as it's a lot cheaper. Better, in my opinion. Excuse me. Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. Yeah, any of those things where it's going to be over 100 quid for a tub of something, I just don't buy it. You know, if it's really specific, when it's something you've got to use, or you're on a job, or some kind of new build or extension where it was specified by the architect or client's architect, or by the people that specify stuff, then you use it. But obviously you just make sure you're getting paid for it all. Mac, hello mate, nice to see ya. Still pumping out the videos, bro. Good on you, mate. Oh dear, Carl, you must have been freezing on some of your outside jobs. Because Mark Neeson, he does a lot of rendering with the boys, but a lot of it tends to be indoors currently. Whereas I know a lot of your stuff, Joe, is outdoors, mate, isn't it? So, how you doing? What you been up to? Most of you guys, are you kind of done for Christmas now, or are you working right up to like Christmas Eve? Tell me none of you are going to be working. None of you are going to be working Christmas Day. I think Mike might be smart. We grab Christmas Day off and just work Boxing Day. Oh dear. What do you think of the boozer, Mark? I'll go try to get it a bit Christmassy, mate. A bit of snow, there's a hole in the roof, and yeah, my mate that used to do roofing, he jacked it in. He can't stand it. He just fits log burners now. Also, I've sadly heard that the place he's living in now, he's not allowed to put a log burner in. Well, it's not funny really, it's just ridiculous. Right, it's empty out. If apparently people that tune in to Ask the Plasterer and watch it for about 10 minutes, which is a long time, in my opinion. So I don't know if the people on here at the moment are the same people that have been in here longer than 10 minutes, like stay for the whole, like the regulars stay for the whole shebang. But if not, and you're new to this channel, I'm Eric the Plasterer, this is Ask the Plasterer, this is ye old Hawk and Trowel community boozer, where we get together to chat about everything plastering related, and where I try and answer any questions that I can that people that are into plastering might have. That includes DIY guys and new plasterers, old plasterers, very old plasterers. I keep thinking about all the old plasterers, but I am now becoming, of course, one of those old plasterers. Which, yeah. But I still, when someone was asking about injuries on the on Trowel Talk, I think it was on Trowel Talk the other day, and my advice for not getting injured or being able to crack on and not suffer with bad backs and bad knees and bad everything else is to one, not work weekends unless you really need the money that you get from working weekends, and two, not to put more than 2 sets on in a day, maybe 3 at a push, but then that's enough. And then you, like me, won't have backache, you won't have wrist ache, you won't mess yourself up bodily wise. If you wreck your body now while you're young, overdoing it, when you're really young, you give it a bit of some, but if you keep doing that as you get older, you're going to get issues. So be careful out there. Well, you know, you've got to earn a good day's money when you're at work. You've got to price properly, and you shouldn't have to kill yourself, is the bottom saying at the end of the day. Michael, I break up Thursday and you need to use some expanding foam on that roof. Yeah, like Mr. I was thinking if you've got Mr. Foamer's number, I thought I might give him a buzz and sort of say, look, hey, there's a hole in the roof of my pub, and it needs filling, and I've heard you're the man to fill in the gaps with foam. Oh dear, you can't get away from people on foam, mate, can you? Expanding foam. I'm surprised when you was working for that particular client that, well, you might have done, mate. I don't know if you had nightmares or dreams about being engulfed by expansion of foam, but I think I would have done if I was in your shoes, mate. If in doubt, foam it out. Oh dear. See, I've still got the remnants of this horrible cold that I've had. Oh, excuse me. Tested for COVID. Not COVID. Been tested all week. Still not COVID. But yeah, so I feel, you know, like you do when you got a cold. You still got the energy to do stuff, but you're just not 100%. And you have to keep blowing your nose or sniffing just to annoy the missus. Blow your nose. I just have. Christmas coming. These are coming. These are coming. I think I might take up singing online. Listen, when are you going back to work, Eric? Whenever I get some in. Hopefully the earlier part of next year as opposed to the latter part of next year, because it can sometimes be a little bit quiet in January. Oh dear, but we'll have to wait and see. Since I updated my website and stuff, at least if you search for plasterers now, I do come up. Whereas before, because I hadn't updated it for so long, you know, even if I put my name and everything in there, and local plasterers in Carshalton called Eric, and still wouldn't come up. So, but I've fixed that now, so I'm hoping that as we kick into the new year, I might be better off. Oh dear. Mark, is Santa bringing anything nice, Eric? Well, for me, I think one of my daughters is getting me some video type light equipment, some gels. People in the know will know what I'm talking about. That, yeah, so I don't know for sure, but I've asked for gels. Yeah, just warm things to wear of an evening indoors, so I don't have to put the heating on if it gets cold again through the new year. Which you can, don't forget. Stu, hello mate. Nice to see ya. Mark tells me that you've put that up about talking about the mental health and stuff with the lighthouse, and that is up now and running on the site. So I knew you talked about it, but I didn't know it was up. So I should be taking a look at that. How you doing, Stu? You got all your Christmas stuff sorted out, mate? You got the missus a lovely present all wrapped up and hidden in the back of the wardrobe? Yeah, Mike, that's what I'm hoping that will work now. A lot better than it used to. Oh dear. Yeah. When you put your name in it and your location prior to that, and it wasn't coming up, that's when I knew I had to update stuff, which I have done. So I'm quite happy that'll help, because because the missus was even talking about going, not trust a trade, I've done it before, going check a trade, but don't like to if I can help it. Stu, yes mate, Lighthouse Club, it's fantastic recourse. Oh, excuse me, us tradespeople. Yeah mate, because I knew you were going to try and do a live interview, weren't you? But I think then you ended up, it got a bit complicated, so you've ended up recording it and putting it online. So yeah, no, that would be great. I couldn't believe that when I heard the radio on fixed radio a few times, that advert about two guys have been topping themselves. Was that a week? Was that a day? Whatever it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. Stu, I'm a bit last minute when it comes to Christmas. Have you done all your shopping? Oh, I wish, mate. Oh dear, but the petrol station is open Christmas Eve, so I'm covered. I'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, so that's my tip, guys. If it does get to Christmas Eve and you haven't got anything, they do some lovely, slightly half-dead flowers when it comes to Christmas Eve. Do a lovely range of sweets, chocolates. You can get a box of chocolates for 50 quid, I think, in the petrol station. You know, okay, they're only a tenner if you buy them in a normal shop. A bit earlier, but yeah. How's the time? Oh, quarter past eight. Oh dear. Luckily, because of the warmth of the fire, the snow's not settling in here, so the floor is getting a little bit wet, I have to say. Have you finished, Stu? If you're still there, have you finished for Christmas now, mate? Is it just all like shopping and getting ready for the big day? I say that I do prefer the old. I do prefer the run up to Christmas than the actual Christmas day, because it's kind of like not an anticlimax, but it's the excitement, especially with a lot of little smaller kids and my grandkids now as they start to get bigger. And it reminds me of Christmases that I loved when I was a kid, because I was fortunate to have some fantastic Christmases as a little boy all them years ago. Have you got any more interviews in the Part 9? I haven't, James, no. I haven't organised anything in the interview department. As I say, I was hoping Stu was going to just kind of run with that. And he's very good at his interviewing technique, and his questions that he asks are very good, as you would have no doubt seen. But yeah, might sort something out for the new year, mate. I make promises of all sorts on here about making new videos and stuff. I'd say, but where it worked for me has been quite quiet. I've had nothing to tape anyway, and it would have probably just been fairly straightforward. But we'll see. I'm messing about with different ideas, and we'll see what transpires. Stu, yes, mate. Off the tools now, but I've been editing my website today, adding a new contact form, etc. Oh yeah, that's a bit more. Is enjoyable the right word, mate? It's not, I like doing a bit of editing, sorting out your website and stuff, which I was doing a few weeks back, and it's nice about spending a bit of time on it. And I know you well. Time for you must be quite tight when you got 5 kids. Man, yeah, I'm surprised you don't have to work more weekends, Stu, to be able to pay for all those presents. It's the only thing I've appreciated as my kids got older is that they're happier with a couple of I don't know, nice presents. Was when they're little, you just want to buy them loads of stuff and wrap it up, because it's just great unwrapping presents. And the more you got as a kid, the more I found, the more exciting it was. Dear, yeah, it must cost you a small fortune, mate. How are you? Where do you get inspiration for buying things for the missus, mate? Because I know so many people struggle with what to get the wife for Christmas, or birthdays come to that, without yeah, putting your foot in it. I mean, the adverts from the 50s sort of said, "Oh, your missus would love it if you bought her a new Hoover or a new washing machine," but it just doesn't wash today. Can't think why. I think I said before, a mate of mine years ago, he bought his missus a she liked gardening, he bought her a hedge trimmer for, it might have even been her birthday. She wasn't happy. Oh dear. James, what lights do you like to use for fireworks if needed? What lights do you like to use? Oh, for work, sorry mate, I'm thinking got fireworks in the end. I'm currently just using my bog standard 300 or 500, 300 I think, watt tungstens, but the ones on the Trail Talk shop that Stu has promoted, that seems to be a really good light. So when these ones pack up on me, I will probably I'll probably get myself one of those, because they shine the light right out. 360 and seem nice and bright. A bit rubbishy for filming, I think, because because of the speed, the hertz they run out causes flickering. But that's only an issue if you're a YouTuber. But for seeing what you're doing, the plastering, yeah, it's great. I'm getting snub in my eyes now. Oh, what's that? Oh, sorry, mate. Oh. On my batteries, I do also looking invested in some lights, maybe a DeWalt radio rather than using my mobile. Yeah, funny mate, I use my mobile on my phone. I've got a speaker which links to it, and I suppose where the old illuminator. Is that the one, Mark? Faithful illuminator light. Yeah, that's the light to buy. Get on Trail Talk, the shop front, and purchase yourself one. But yeah, battery. I'm definitely not into battery lights. I don't know if you meant that, James, as well. Battery, yeah. No, the battery tool's great, but I don't think, when it comes to battery lights, you're forever having to plug them back in to recharge, and then something go a bit dim or cut out. And having to charge up, well, remembering to charge up batteries ain't great. 8:22. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, Anthony, hello, mate. Merry Christmas, brother. Merry Christmas. Yeah, keep him busy, my friend. Keep him busy. Yeah. Hey. How are you, my dear? How are you? How's it all going? Are you working up to Christmas Eve? Stuart, yeah, the kids cost me an arm and a leg, mate, but motivation to get up and get going in the mornings. What they are, motivation to get up in the morning. Yeah, I suppose so, mate. Yeah. Oh, when you got kids and they're young, they're kind of your motivation anyway, because you want to. You want to be a great dad, a great mum and dad. Yeah, and yeah, it's all about giving your kids the best opportunities that you can, and if you can afford to get them some decent presents, or not particularly, or just lots of little things that are wrapped up. Just nice, because they're all varying ages, yours, mate, aren't they? Apparently. Thanks, Tara. You have a nice Christmas, sweetheart. Decent. Go and do something a bit less boring. We're shutting down in a while. What's the time? Yeah, another 5 minutes or so. Bit of chit chat if anyone's. Richard, you back at the gym, Eric? I'm going back to the gym, mate. I went to do one of me fancy pull-ups on the old bar I've got across the kitchen door, and last week, well, a couple of weeks ago, I could still not a problem. Yesterday, I struggled, mate, to get up there, and I thought, oh, this is no good, and it's a case of losing strength from not exercising and gaining a bit of the old plumpy round the belly button. Which is, it's not a good look on me, man. This makes me look a bit pregnant. But, okay, it's not terrible for me. But, yeah, I'm so right out of going to the gym. And I haven't been for weeks and weeks and weeks. Which is terrible. But I feel the downsides of not doing it. And then when you get cold on top of it, you just think, oh, man, falling apart. But, hey, other than that, Anthony, chaotic at the min. Lost a week to flu. Oh mate, I had a flu jab, but I'm old enough to get one. To flu, so playing catch up. I'm working up to Friday. Well, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I hope you're not going back just after the day after Boxing Day. Hope you take some decent time off, mate. Over the Christmas. I mean, when things used to be busy, or when I used to work on building sites, used to basically shut down over Christmas, right into the New Year. It used to go back. Till about 7th of January, something like that. Break up about a week before Christmas. Oh, lovely. Oh, excuse me. Wah. I have to do. Oh yeah, sorry, James. I'm just reading your question again, there, mate. Yeah. Well, I will have this hole fixed in the roof. Next time we're back in the boozer, which will be in the new year. I look forward to that. That'll be good. Right, my dears. Cheers, Anthony. Cheers, James. Cheers, Tara. Cheers, Richard. Cheers, Stuart. Cheers, Anthony. Cheers, Mark. Thanks for coming along again, guys, this evening, and have a lovely, blooming, lovely Christmas, and New Year. But I will see you in the New Year. In the meantime, I'll see you on the on the Discord site, Ask the Plasterer, and I'll see you on Troutle, obviously, from now up until right the way through Christmas and straight into the New Year. And have a good holiday, Danny, out in Portugal. Enjoy the old nice warm weather. Merry Christmas, Mark, Colby, the gang, and yeah, stuff and things like that. I'm going to go and have some dinner in my usual fashion now, and go and put my feet up. And all my Christmas decks are up now, so that's all good stuff. And I'll be able to, yeah, just enjoy that Christmassy spirit. Merry Crimbo, yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. And thanks for your patronage of the Old Auckland Trail Community Boozer over the last year. Yeah, Happy Christmas, Mark. Happy Christmas, Mike. We do the old usual clear out. There we go. Right, my lovies. I will see you all really soon. I'll say, have a lovely time. And yeah. What more can I say? Jamie, had my 2 weeks off, easy. Now I'll be at it until Christmas Day. Oh mate. Jamie. I don't know. Have a lovely Christmas, mate. And then I'll see you all very soon. For now.